Welcome to Homeschooling Journey. Today our focus is on spelling words. We have a couple of activities that you can utilize into your homeschool curriculum. The first activity is called Scrabble Spell. You will need the spelling words and the board game of Scrabble. When your student is ready to do this activity, you will have the student have their spelling words right next to them, and they will open up the board game of Scrabble and place the board right in front of them. You will have them start on the star, and these words that are in these squares will be facing them. You will not be using these, but you may have a particular child that likes the board to be facing the correct way. And it's okay if it's not facing the correct way, but if you have it facing the correct way, it may keep some of the conflict down on the words not being faced correctly. But as you get ready to start this activity, you're going to have the letter tiles placed in the box to keep them somewhat organized. And you're going to have the student flip over the letter tile so that all of the letter tiles are facing up, and it's easier to find the letters. As they are doing this, they might come across some letter tiles that do not have letters on them. These are great to use as spacers when your student gets ready to build upon their spelling words when they use the board of the Scrabble board. So, as they get ready to do this, they're going to take their first word. In this example, we have 16 words. Our first word is trade, T-R-A-D-E. When your student is ready to start, they're going to take the box and they're going to look for the letters trade, T-R-A-D-N-E. So once they find their letters, they're going to take their letters and they're going to start on the star and they're going to build upon the word. They can go horizontally or they can go vertically. It's up to the child on whichever way they're going to do it. In this example, we're going to go horizontally and we're going to spell the word trade. T-R-A-D-E. Now, once they complete their first word, then they're going to go back to their spelling list and they're going to look at their second word. The second word is start. S-T-A-R-T. They're going to go back to the board and they're going to use one of the letters in the word trade to build upon the word start. They could use an T, an A, or D, and you can find those in the word start. It's up to the child's discretion on which letters they want to use. In this example, we're going to use this T right here because in the word start, there are two T's. This T that we're going to use is going to be our bottom T. It's the last T that's in the word start. So they're going to go back to the box of letter tiles and they're going to look for the remaining letters. S, T, A, and R. Then they're going to build upon the word trade with the word start. So they're going to do S, T, A, R, and then they already have a T down. And they're going to continue to use their spelling list to build upon the words that they already have. Now, you might run out of room as time goes on if you have a spelling list that is as long as this one. This is 16 words, and you might run out of spaces, or you might even run out of letter tiles. If that is the case, then you can break this activity in half. You can have the student just do the first 8 or the first 5, and then clear the board and start again and continue to build upon it until they completely completed the list where they have done all 16 words on the board. And they might have to do it 2 or 3 times, but the objective is to get the student to have letter recognition as well as learning how to spell their spelling words. So this activity is called Scrabble Spell. The next activity we're going to do is called Sandy Spelling. With Sandy spelling, you're going to need your spelling words again, and you're going to need sand and a tray. This is a very messy activity. If you have a room that has carpet, it could get in the carpet. So you might want to have an area where there's hardwood floors. You might want to do this outside in the grass or on the concrete. Somewhere where you don't care as an instructor for the child to make a mess. So it's up to your discretion. Also, if you don't like sand, you could use a different textile to have the child do it. Or you can omit this activity altogether, but it's really up to you. But if you do not mind sand, this activity is called Sandy Spell, and you basically pour sand into a tray, and you will have the child kind of make the sand kind of flat where you can see the bottom of the tray. The child is going to take their spelling words, and they're going to look at the first word, which the first word is trade, and they're going to take their finger and write the word trade. T-R-A-D-E. As the instructor, you're going to look at the word, make sure it's spelled correct, and then once you give an approval, the child will then take their hand and they will slowly and gently clear the word. Once they clear the word and you give them okay, then they can start the second word. Our second word is start, and we're going to write it again. Write it on here. S-T-A-R-T. Once the child gets done writing that word, then you as the instructor will check to make sure that you can basically see the letters. They may not be the clearest, but you can at least see that the child attempted to make the word. Once the child is done with that, then they'll start the next one. Once they've completed the whole list, the activity is done. This activity is called Sandy Spelling, and it's a great activity for kids who like textile things. Our next activity is called Handy Spelling. So for this activity, you will need the spelling words, a writing utensil, pencil, pen, or whatever the child chooses to use, or whatever you as an instructor encourage the student to use, and they'll need a piece of paper. But this activity, you can put it in a notebook. You can have them write it on copy paper, construction paper, whatever kind of paper you want to have your student use, so they can go back and look at their spelling words and be creative in how they are able to memorize the spelling words. So with this activity, what your student is going to do is they're going to turn their paper sideways. And depending on how many words that they have, they may need to use both hands to do this activity. If your student only has 5 words, they only need to trace around one hand. So in this activity, the student is going to take their hand and then start with their non-dominant hand first to trace around. And so they're going to take their writing utensil and they're going to trace their hand. And once they get done tracing their non-dominant hand, then they're going to attempt to trace their dominant hand with their non-dominant hand. This may be an activity that the instructor might have to come alongside the student and help them trace their non-dominant hand, or it's a great way to see if the child is able to trace their non-dominant hand. It could get a little messy, but the objective is for the child to write their spelling words and to memorize their spelling words. So once they get done tracing their hand, they're going to write the spelling word in each finger. So if we go back to our list, our first word is trade. So we're going to take our first word and we're going to write it going down vertically. T-R-A-D-E. Then we're going to do our next word, which is start. S-T-A-R-T. As the child continues to do this activity, they'll continue to fill in the fingers with the spelling words. Once the child is done, it should look something like this. And the extra words that were on our spelling list, we have 16, but we only have 10 fingers. The extra words went onto the palm as overflow. So this activity is called Handy Spelling, and it's a great way to help the child remember their spelling words. All right, we have another activity that is called color code. With this activity, the child is going to need their spelling words. They're going to need a clean sheet of paper, and they're going to need color pencils. With this activity, the child is going to write the spelling words in different colors. As they write their spelling words, each spelling word is going to have a different color. What this activity is, it gives the child to be creative as they want to be. They can do one or two different colors. They can use multiple colors. It's really up to the child's discretion on how they want to do this activity. It gives the child another way of looking at the spelling words with different colors. It makes the spelling words come to life. And so this activity is called color code. We have one more activity that you can use to implement into your homeschool curriculum. The last activity is called rainbow spell. This activity is similar to the color code. So you still need your spelling words. You'll still need a blank sheet of paper. And also you'll still need the color pencils. The only difference with this activity is that when the student is writing their spelling words, they only get to write each word in one color. So when they did color code, they got a chance to use different color pencils for different letters. In this activity, they just write the spelling word using a different color pencil just that once. And they can alternate how they want to write it, but this activity just requires that the child just uses one color pencil. And your child might actually like the color code better because they get a chance to be more creative. They might actually like rainbow spell better because they get a chance to make it look more organized to them in their perspective. We hope that you get an opportunity to share these activities with your students. We hope that your students will enjoy learning how to spell. Stay encouraged, and we hope that you come back. Thanks. Have a good day.